All right. Welcome all you scouters to the October Roundtable. It's our scouting update as well. I'm Eric, your Roundtable Commissioner, and Victor is our District Director. We're going to start our meeting with a pledge to the flag. If you are in uniform, you may salute. If you're not in uniform, please place your right hand over your heart. And repeat with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Two. Guys, we got a big agenda for you guys today. And this roundtable will be available afterwards for you to review if you don't catch everything. You can always put your questions into the chat bar or raise your hand. If you don't have any of those, just yell real loud. And we're welcoming you. We got a program dates through January. We've got upcoming trainings, a bunch of events for the end of the year. We'll talk a little bit about service to the community, go over popcorn sales, and some time at the end for some questions and answers. Please mute your speaker if you are not talking at the moment. And we are recording the call. Let's kick off our program. Our program this month in December. We went backwards into December. Let's go over to, let's put them all up. All right, October. October, we had our great Scoutorama. Nice to be back in person again. I'd like to see it. I'd love to see everyone there. That was a lot of fun. I was also at Wood Badge. I was on staff for Wood Badge. We had our second weekend. We had 19 participants, and now they're off and running, and they've got 18 months to finish up their ticket. Cavalry is coming up soon. We'll talk about that in just a minute. We got a slide or two for that. 21st to the 23rd, and then the weekend after that is the OA Lodge Ordeal. November 12th is the Scouting for Food pickup date. If you want to distribute bags on the weekend before that, on the 5th, that's great. And then we'll have Rosal will talk about that in a minute. And we've got the 10 Commandments hike on the day after Thanksgiving. We'll talk about that too. December, big event in December, our Belmont Shore Christmas Parade. This is where our council will be participating in that parade, and we're inviting everyone to it. And Bob will talk to you about that in a minute too. And then at the very end of the month, rechartering. That's the deadline. You should be working on that well ahead of that. Make sure all your scouters have YPT training and are registered through California Scouts. And January, starting off the new year, January means Pinewood Derbies. And so we've got Pinewood Derby clinics going on in January on the 14th. OA has their combined Traderie and Pavunga banquet on the 21st. If Tomahawk gets on the line, he might be able to tell us where it's going to be held. And then Iron Star, the Iron Star District dinner is going to be held on the 28th. That's a save the date. It may change, but hopefully we'll be able to hold that date, depending on our location for our banquet itself. Upcoming trainings, is Michael Devine on the board? Is that Michael? Is that Michael Devine, Michael? Oh, disappeared. Or Amy? If not Amy, then I will take that over. All righty. So we didn't have many signups for our leader specific training, so that has been postponed to a later date so that we can capture more participants for our leader specific training. And so get the word out and let us know if there are scouters that are new scouting leaders that are interested in any of the Cub Scout or Scouts BSA or venturing leader specific training. Iowa Lesson Baloo also has conflict of dates, and so we're postponing that to a later date to be determined. most likely at Camp Talkwitz. First aid and CPR November 13th. Joe, you're gonna be running that one?
Yeah, I'll be running that. That is on a Sunday. It's a full day course for a 2-year Red Cross certificate. And full day is like 8 a.m. to about 2:30 or 3 o'clock. That is a prerequisite. It's first aid, CPR, and AED training with that 2-year cert. The CPR and AED are prerequisite to the wilderness first aid, which is the following weekend, the 19th and the 20th at the sea base. And that's that is a 2-year wilderness first aid cert. So for the troops that are going to be going to any high adventure camps, usually you're required to have so many members that have that training in your contingent or in your party. So a lot of times people are trying to wait till the last minute and get into April, and we can only have so many people in a class. So try and make sure you get in early. And it is a 2-year certification. So you'll be covered for a little while after taking the class.
Very good. Okay, and the sign up is on the Long Beach website. Wilderness first aid, November 19th through the 20th. Also sign up on the Long Beach Area Council website. There's the link down at the bottom, but you can search it real quick on your Google. Any other questions about that training?
Actually, I do real quick.
Yeah.
What is the cost involved with the CPR training? And where will it be located?
The CPR training, it's $30 per person, and it will be at the sea base. Same as wilderness first aid. Well, the cost for wilderness first aid is $75, and it is a 2-day training. It's 16 hours of training, so it is 2 full days. So be prepared.
Thank you for the clarification.
Very good, very good. Okay. And some of that cost goes towards the certifications itself, right? So, all right.
Yeah.
Very good. We need to always remind you about AB 506. AB 506 has been extended. We are allowing scouters that have contact with youth to still register until December 31st in conjunction with your rechartering. And so you've got 2 commitments with rechartering. One is YPT training and the other one is AB 506 training. That also means that you have to have a live scan fingerprinting done. The great thing about that is that we have someone on board, Lisa Payne, and she's a mobile operation, so she can come out to your unit or she can come out to where you are and do the live scan. There's a charge for her, and it includes the certification paperwork charge as well. The other part of that is the training itself. You have to participate in the online training course, and that's available at californiascouting.org.
Quick question, Mr. Eric.
Yes.
Sorry with all the questions.
I love the questions.
The AB 506, is that annually that has to be renewed, or is it once that and your life scan and YPT is done, that's it, except for YPT has to be renewed every 2 years?
For letting us know something.
Yeah, AB 506 is a one and done. And then YPT is every 2 years, right? Yeah.
And life scan is a one and done as well, correct?
Correct.
Thank you.
Okay. And speaking of YPT and 506 for rechartering, tell us about rechartering, Victor?
Yeah, so the recharter renewals are open for 2023. It's the online system, but you're still able to do it through paper. So it's up to the unit how they feel it's more convenient. Just a couple things to remember. The annual charter agreements are not part of the online process, but they still need to be submitted. So you can submit an online copy, email that to Sandy. or you can submit it if you have paper copies, you can submit it with your paper copy. Remember you can begin your renewal online, submit it online, but we suggest that your best option is to pay in person. You do have the option of paying online, but what could happen is that if you have, if for example, you didn't do the paperwork quite correctly, and there may be an overage that's due back to you, National will not relay that back. They just, unfortunately, just keep it. So we suggest that everybody pay through a check here at our council office with Sandy. It makes it much easier because she'll be able to go through the paperwork, and she'll be able to find out if there's any inconsistencies and correct them. If there's credit back to you, she'll be able to put that in your unit account. If you do it online, once you submit it with a payment, it'll automatically set everything. So there's sort of a drawback with that. So that's our suggestion to everybody. Do the renewal online, submit it online, but go ahead and pay in person. And then all charters must be submitted no later than Friday, December 2nd. And that gives us ample time for us to process the paperwork by December 31st.
Yeah.
So, and if you have further questions on that, you're always welcome to call myself or Sandy, who helps us with the entire process.
Mhm. Yeah, that's right. There may be some back and forth that has to go on, making sure that you've removed the scouts that are not going to return, and the ones that are new, they have to be logged in. Sometimes it's a rotating kind of thing.
Mhm.
All right, very good.
And then
Yeah.
the fees, please take into consideration the fees for the next slide. There you go. Thank you. Take into consideration the fees for 2023. I know these took effect in August for new members, but now it takes effect for the recharter for all existing members for 2023. And I know we've had this information out in August and so in September, and it's been sent out, but you just want to remind everybody that these are the new fees for the year.
Right. So from January through December, you'll be paying an annual fee for returning members of $150 for the youth, $60 for adults, $60 for explorers. And that breaks down to $12.50 a month for youth and $5 for adults and explorers. If there's a new member coming in, there's a $25 flat fee. And the charter has a fee, the unit itself has a fee of $100 to register the unit. Okay. And then you can add on Scout Life for each scout on top of that. Okay. Victor, do you know if the Journey to Excellence includes Scout Life magazine participation this year?
I don't. I could verify that. I know it has included it in the past, but I don't know if they are including it again this year.
I do know that you get extra credit for that. Okay. All right. Our next major event coming up in just 2 weeks, 2 weekends, is our cavalry. Joe, tell us all about it.
Hi, so this year we are going to be at Lakeview Park in Orange. We are on the backside of Irvine Lake. We have a whole bunch of different events planned, just different activities that your Cubs can participate. And we're hoping that we get a few more troops to come out and help out and to help staff the event. The theme this year is heroes and villains. So, the decorations and costuming are all about, being in your lair, dressing up as a superhero, and it'll be a great time. So the event guide, the participant guide, is being finalized right now, and hopefully I'll have it to Victor in the morning so he can send that out to an e-blast to the participants. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. The patch and the shirts will be available after the event. Just with the timing and numbers and late registrations, we aren't able to have them at the event itself. But if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat during this, and be happy to answer your questions. Or usually my number's on the slide, but it's not here. I'll put my number in the chat as well, in case anybody needs to get a hold of me.
Right. Right. The question that has come up in the past is, with regard to the registration fee includes the entrance fee from the park itself, correct? And then is it good for in and out privileges during the course?
Yes, it's a private park, so we basically have the run of the park for the weekend. The fee is the same whether you are coming for an afternoon, you're coming for the whole weekend, or any fraction therein. So take advantage of it. Let's get our cubs out there and camping under the stars. It's going to be a great first camp out for a lot of these new scouts that are joining, and a great recruitment event, or great to recruit to. Where we're going to have archery out there, we're going to have slingshots, fishing in a stocked lake, so chances are they may actually catch them. And yeah, it's going to be fun. There's a lot of little surprises that are going to be in there in terms of field activities and things like that. But we're going to have the return of some of our favorites, like the haunted bridge, and I have a couple of the committee members and working on a haunted hallway in lieu of a haunted house. So it should be pretty neat. They have some great ideas that they're putting together. So come on down and enjoy the event.
All right, great. And you have to take care of your own food, correct?
Correct. Yeah, cooking is unit cooking. There's no food being supplied.
All right, very good. Thank you very much.
Right.
We also have 10 Commandments High coming in. Rosa, can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it's going to be, as always, what we know is Black Friday. It's the Friday after Thanksgiving, and we're going to start around 8 a.m. in the morning. We usually end around 1 o'clock roughly. It depends on how fast the little kids trek on over from one church to the other. And we end with lunch. And so, well, you guys have to bring your own sack lunch, but it's a good event. It gets your steps in for those of you who are counting, and it's nice to kind of experience or get to know some of the churches and how they view the commandments, right? So we're still in the planning process, and so we're still talking to churches to see if they're going to open their doors to us, and we're at that stage. The website, you can go in, and I believe you can register already for it. Patches, I think are patches are $5 each, and yeah, and so if you guys want a patch, order them, and you have until maybe like the Monday or Tuesday after that event to put in your order, and then I'm going to place the order and then let you guys know when they come in. And that's really it for 10 Commandments Hike. It's more or less the same, the way we always do it.
A very nice family event. Bring your whole family for that. Well, October. Oftentimes in Roundtable, there's a big rock, a topic, whether it's recruitment or it's training of some kind. This month, we're highlighting service to the community and doing good deeds. It's highlighted at the end of the month by the the Scouting for Food efforts, but throughout all of the units and throughout all of the council, we are always doing service for our community. It's one of the most important values of Scouting. And the oath tells us to help other people at all times. Well, we're practicing that at a unit level, at a district level, at a council level. At our council level, just as an example, in 2021, we volunteered over 33,000 hours towards our Scouting program in volunteers. That's fantastic for a small council like ours. those hours go right into the program and helps build our scouts up with the richness of our program. There's a lot of examples, ideas that a young person can take away from that program, from the time in the program, no matter how long they're with us. And so it's like a ripple effect. When we volunteer our hours, it ripples on down to all of the youth. And you can do service by participating in Scouting for Food.
Right. Scouting for Food, everyone, is something that our council does annually. We consistently collect over 20,000 pounds of food on a yearly basis, even in the pandemic. Last year, we collected over like 22,547 pounds. That's 11 tons of food. And it helps to fill the food banks. We do it for Salvation Army and Project Shepherd. And and believe it or not, it doesn't always, the food sometimes runs out before Christmas, even with the stuff that we donate, that we collect for them. But it's a great opportunity to get the kids out there. It's a great opportunity for us to connect with the community. They see us out there doing a good deed, doing our good turn, with our uniforms on, and it gives them an opportunity to see that we are still here, that we're still doing our good turn. So Scouting for Food this year is going to be November 12th. And the drop-off times are going to be from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And as you can see there, there's 2 locations. One of them is going to be at the Mayfair Swim Pavilion, the other one at the Salvation Army. And I know that the website's all updated. The flyers there, the registration is there, the opportunity to order your patches is there as well. Mm-hmm. So yeah, hopefully you'll all participate. For those of you who need bags, we do have some boxes at the office. Each case holds 400 bags. You guys can come pick them up. Just let me know. And then I have an order coming in. So there should be enough bags for everybody, before you guys go out and deliver bags for those of you who need it. So I think.
How can the units participate in Scouting for Food?
Well, they can go into the neighborhoods. Usually it's a week before, but some units maybe do it within that week before. Some units will take like a little tag that says, this is who we are, this is what we're doing. Can you please donate food? And we're going to come back on November 12th by this time. And so then the scouts will then go through their neighborhoods, right? Or the areas that unit's going to cover. And then they'll just put the bags with those little tags, and they'll put them on the door, on the doorknobs and whatnot of the houses. And then the next week or on the 12th, they're going to come back and they're going to go through the neighborhoods to collect whatever was donated. And so after that, they'll just take it. Usually one of the leaders will take it to the drop-off site and then it'll get sorted there.
Very good. And you can reserve an area of the city.
Yes.
With you, correct?
Yes. So all you need to do is email me email me better. Because if you call me, I might not be in the office and the map is in my office. So email me with your area. And when I say that, I mean your north and your south boundaries and your east and your west boundaries, because I just mark it all off for your unit. And I don't want to have an overlap of, right. Some of our units are kind of share parts of the same community. So, yeah.
Yeah, let's get some good coverage out there, everyone. There's more than enough people willing to donate canned goods and non-perishables. We just need to reach out to them. And so the more areas we have, the more food we bring in.
And if you guys haven't done, you might already have these on your tags, is to make sure you include for them not to donate expired food.
Yes.
We were able to collect it in the past, but now we're not. And, we do about 1,000 pounds a year in expired food, and they can't use it. So it's, if you can just put that on the tags that you guys put on your bags and drop off, that would be a good thing.
Good point. All right, great. Thank you, Rosa.
Mhm.
Okay, our Belmont Shore Christmas Parade. This is a big event for us as a council. We'd like all our units to participate. So Bob, can you tell us more about it?
I can, Eric, but please forgive me. I'm going to go off agenda just for a moment for another brief announcement. Some of you may have seen it. The council is sponsoring a Philmont contingent in 2024. And the only reason I want to bring it up, Eric, is the first informational meeting is this coming Sunday. So there's not a lot of time. So please forgive me. If you're interested in going to Philmont for troops in 2024, we have 4 crews. Please come on out to the sea base this coming Sunday, October 16th at 3 p.m. And we'll give you a preview of what's to come. Philmont is just like one of the most wonderful experiences you can have in scouting. So other than that, who doesn't love a parade?
Hey, we all love a parade.
Yeah, Christmas parade. This is the second largest parade in our region. Hollywood Christmas Parade is huge. The Belmont Shore Christmas Parade is right there as well. The expectation is 50,000 people viewing this parade from the sidelines. It's a perfect opportunity for our council to get out there, do our dog and pony show, show the community as we're walking down the parade route what we're going to do. We have okay, there we go. So the theme this year is Christmas at the movies. So we're encouraging the units to dress. We're going to be in uniform, but nothing wrong with the Grinch wearing a Boy Scout uniform. Is that right, Eric?
That's right. You can wear your Christmas hats too.
You can do that. You can be an elf on the shelf. You can do something from Home Alone, the Griswold's Christmas Vacation, all those kinds of things. Find a character. Okay. We're also working on how to differentiate the troops and kind of show the activities that we do, whether it's fishing or surfing or backpacking, that kind of thing. It's December 3rd. Parade starts at 5:30, lineups at 3. Whatever. All units are invited. Yep. Cub Scouts, Scouts VSA, Scout Reach, Venture, Sea Scouts, Search and Rescue, all Explorer units. Everybody's invited. My expectation is we're going to have over 200 scouts marching. Let's go next little area, backpacking, climbing. So if we differentiate our troops, what I'm trying to do is show the community what we do for activities, backpacking, camping, climbing, fishing, that sort of thing.
They can look the same, or they can have some kind of highlight that shows off what we're doing. Yes.
Well, actually, we want some of the scouts to wear backpacks, that kind of thing. So that we want to be very personable. Okay, so let's go on. So why are we going to do this? We're going to take our show to the community. 50,000 participants. If 1/2% are very interested, that's still in the hundreds. Great opportunity for all of our units to recruit. Going to highlight the fun and adventure of scouting. As Rosa had mentioned earlier, I think it was on one of her other topics, we want to show the community that we're still here, we're alive, we're active.
We're doing well.
Yeah, we're doing well. We want to invite the youth in our community to join. We have a pretty easy way. We're working on a QR code system that's going to be emblazoned on banners and on various ways in the float. So people are going to have their cameras out already taking pictures. So it's going to be pretty easy to capture a QR code, which is not going to go to a static page, but it's going to go to a really wow video that's going to draw people in and want them to join scouting. We're going to share all the information we collect with the units. Our next planning meeting will be on November 14th. All the details are going out on Zoom. We had a wonderful meeting this past Monday. We had over 20 units in attendance. Great attendance, a lot of energy. People are looking forward to doing this. I'm hoping at Cubbery to have a short meeting in person during lunch.
All right.
Okay, this is kind of what we're going to look like. We're going to be headed up by the Cub Scouts in the front. Scouts BSA, those little blue rectangles, those are going to be decorated Cubmobiles that we're going to see in a minute. We might have a float or two with those red floats with red rectangles. I'm hoping for search and rescue to bring out their truck and walk with all their gear. I don't think many people in the community even know that search and rescue is a part of Boy Scouts, but we're going to show that off. And lastly, and almost as importantly, at the end, the leaders and the parents at the back of the parade. I want some parents and leaders there. The reason being, and you see there, the banners there along the side, those are going to have information in the QR codes. But the one with the parents are going to say, and we have fun too. Because we want the parents to know that scouting's fun for everybody. And then let's just go to some pictures.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Those are the kinds of things we're looking to do. So the upper right-hand corner, that's Bam Bam. That was like in 1997. The Flintstones movie had just come out. Bam Bam was very popular, and that was Pack 75, and it turns out that's actually my younger son dressed as Bam Bam. But look at some of the bottom pictures, how a pack could dress up the Cub Scouts, make a little presents, be creative, do something that's going to draw attention to us. Next picture. And there are the Cubmobiles.
All right.
Cubmobiles are a blast, decorate them up. I want the Cubs, that's a great way for the pack to show themselves off.
Take a wagon and dress it up. Now, this is at night, right? So this is 5:30 at night in December.
Yeah.
So it's going to be
Yes,
dark.
and I don't know yet what portion of the parade that we're going to be marching on. And Mariella, Chris Macy and I have been discussing your comments from Monday, and we're very much in tune with what you had to say, and we're working on pulling off a joint theme. So yes, we're working on that. We're probably going to call you to pick your brain a little bit more with what you're thinking, but we are on board with your comments. We had to think about it for a little bit, but that was a great comment. So thank you, Mariella.
So be part of the planning. November 12th, you're going to have another meeting.
November 14th. Yep.
We can use battery operated lights and Christmas
Absolutely.
lights as well, since that'll brighten everything up.
Yes.
Okay. Very good. Oh, there's one more page.
That's kind of what the banners will look like. We'll have some banners along the side, more Cubmobiles, maybe a float. We'll see. Anyway, draw attention. We want 50,000. That's a huge number. We ask people to come to us when we do Scoutorama or do open houses, and that's a piece of the puzzle. But we're going to take our show to them, and we're not going to have a table to sign up, but we have a QR code where they can find us all.
Excellent. Very
Thank
good.
you, Eric.
Thank you, Bob, for letting us know all about that. That'll be real fun. That'll cap off the year with a bang. All right. Recruiting is still going on. It's only October, everyone. So, Victor, what have you got available for us?
Well, we're right in the middle of the recruiting season, and yes, if you came to our kickoff in August, you probably got a lot of materials. But if you need more, please let us know. We've got yard signs, flyers. We printed some banners. I think a lot of units took banners to be able to put into the schools. A lot of packs. Remember to promote your unit's activities through any social media pieces you have: Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all the other sort of social media pieces that you can put out your information out there. As you know, we've been doing a really big job of trying to just be out in the community, but I think the social media presence is just as important. So getting our story out there is really a key part to all of this recruitment. We've actually had a banner year in recruitment, already recruited 311 scouts towards our into the council, and probably may end up the year at 500 scouts. That's roughly half, almost 50% of the 1,000 scouts where we started at the beginning of 2021. So it's pretty a huge undertaking, but it's a little bit of everything. So I encourage everybody to continue to do what you're doing as far as, getting the word out. I know we've worked very hard at the council to try to make sure that we have presence at a lot of our fairs in the community. But I know units are doing just as much work and making sure that their information is out at the schools, that they have a presence in the community. And then again, a big part of it was Scoutorama. I know it hasn't been mentioned, but kudos to the Scoutorama committee, Rosa and Brian, and probably remember, I'm forgetting a lot of the folks that were involved in there, a lot of people under Jodana. I'll probably ask Rosa. Rosa, can you just mention some of the folks that were part of that?
Ron Camaro is one of them. Brian and Joe Dana, Wendy Dana, and Emily Tobin, then Matt, my husband. They all came out on Friday to help me mark out, and on Saturday all day. They were they were on top of doing their shift for their unit. They were helping out, and they helped with cleanup and everything. So thank you to those people.
Yeah, and I thought it was a tremendous success. Very excited about everything that happened. And again, it goes to the same thing. It's helping get us out in the community, letting people know that, hey, we're scouting programs out here, we're active, and we have a great program to offer your kids. The parade is also part of that. So all of this is part of this bigger picture of getting more kids involved in scouting so that we can continue to have an excellent program. So take advantage of all the resources that we have and be part of it. And now switching over to popcorn. So popcorn is doing tremendous, and kudos to PAC 75. And I think I just saw Jennifer Armstrong somewhere in the group here. Kudos to their PAC. They've sold over $27,000 in popcorn this year in just 5 weeks. So they're just having a tremendous sale. They get a third of that, by the way. So they're going to have enough money to cover a lot of their activities throughout the year. Plus, they get to do some fun stuff, I'm pretty sure, with that. So it's exciting to see that they've really taken this on. They've taken our incentive. And as a matter of fact, the incentive that we had put out there for PACs to be able to get credit towards their registration had a tiered system based on the number of sales per scout, and the highest tier was gold. That's $500 per scout in sales. They actually exceeded that. So on top of the third of commission that they're going to get out of this $27,000 in sales, they're also going to get a $75 credit per scout. For them, it's going to be close to $4,000 in credit towards their registration. And on top of that, they're also going to get the gift cards for each of the scouts that have earned the minimum required to be able to get a gift through Trails End. So they're just taking advantage of this, and I encourage other units that are out there selling to continue to do the sale. It's tremendous. Already we've sold over $52,000 in popcorn, and that's all money that's going to, well, a portion of that is all money that goes back to the units and commission, and for them to do excellent programs. And the kids are out there, they're having a lot of fun. As you can see in the pictures, they're learning sales skills and giving out back to the community. So I encourage everybody to, if you haven't done popcorn, consider it for next year. If you want to just jump on the bandwagon, not too late. We still have online sales program that you can be part of, and that goes out throughout the year. You can earn commission throughout the year that way. And so it's exciting to see that. And then our next slide, we have the top 20 sellers so far in the council. So this will change. Obviously, the sale goes on all the way through the first week of November, first week of December. Well, November, sorry, first week of November. And but as you can see, there's a lot of excitement to this, a lot of kids out there. So we have what's called the $1,000 club. So anybody that sells over $1,000, we'll have a special event for. And so we're encouraging everybody to continue to sell. Again, this will change. Charles B from PAC 75 right now is the highest seller in the council. But we do have that can definitely change as the as the sale progresses. And so we're just excited about that. Kudos to everybody for their hard work in this, and we'll see you at the end of the campaign. But thank you for all your participation.
Units, you can still participate. There's online sales, there's orders. Get in there. You can get in there and do it. Okay. So I'd like to take a moment here and talk a little bit about our campaign called Everyone Counts. We need everyone's help to help make our program go. And that means supporting financially our council. We will be out there asking those scouters and those people that have supported us in the past and in previous years to contribute again, the same amount, maybe more. We will be sending out some letters coming up in the next week or so for those that haven't already contributed for this year. Hopefully we can get everyone who participates in scouting to think about that and to make a contribution as well. After those letters go out, we'll also follow up with phone calls and ask you and give you a personal request. I also would like to invite all of the unit leaders that are on the call to ask their units, their parents, their adult leaders to find it in their hearts to make a contribution to Everyone Counts, to our program. You see the slide that's in front of you. There's a QR code. It's right up there. That's the easy way to click on the QR code, and it'll bring you right over to the webpage that you can make a contribution, whether it's a one time, whether it's a monthly, ongoing gift, and sometimes your gift can be matched by your company or by some other organization that you're involved in as well. So that makes it go twice as far. Okay, thank you very much. We're rolling out office and shop hours for October here. We're sitting at the 13th. They'll be open every Monday through Saturday. Everyone, it's great to have Saturday hours at the Scout Shop. The only days they're off is Sundays. Any questions or have any special orders, contact Sandy at that number, and they'll make arrangements for you. Oh, you know what else? With the shop, they're also doing patch sewing as well. So you can order up some patches. We also have some Scout uniforms out there that are already pre-sewn with the Long Beach Area Council patches and the BSA seal and some of the basics that are on there. So that's a great little feature if you don't have someone that does sewing in your family. All right. Come to the last slide there. We've got our next roundtable on the second Thursday of the month, November 10th. By that time, we'll have done cavalry and a few other things. So we'll be back again to talk about December's activities. Does anyone have items that they want to bring up to the group here? It can be something that you're doing, a question that you might have. You've got a captive audience right here. Enter something in the chat or raise your hand. Oh, Victor, you want to go over a couple of the chat items if there was anything in there?
Sure. I think, well, I see Fatima Gutierrez has her hand up. Is there a question that you have?
Yeah.
I do. First off, just want to acknowledge that Joseph did put a suggestion in the chat regarding putting recruitment QR codes on the Scouting for Food flyers. And I was wondering, do you think it would be too much to also attach the I forgot what it's called, but the giving, if you just go back a few slides,
Oh, the everyone counts.
Oh, the
that everyone
donation.
counts. Do you think it might
Yeah.
be too much to also attach everyone counts? If people aren't interested in donating food at the moment, maybe they could still consider giving a donation.
That's a great idea.
That's a great idea. And maybe Rosa, you and I could work up maybe a sample attachment that could be printed out by the units, and they can staple it to the bags with both of those QR codes.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. Thank you.
There's, if
Yeah,
you look on
great
the
idea. Thank
website,
you.
if you look at the website, there's currently a sample bag tag. And so, yeah, but we can take a look at it and put in a second one, you know, to include the QR codes.
Yeah, okay, great. Thank you for the suggestion. A couple of shout outs there to Pack 75. There is yeah, thank you, Howard. There's an endowment program where we invest that endowment, and the proceeds can be used for a lot of different things in the program. And there's also a capital campaign. We are still trying to fund the physical improvements of Camp Talkowitz, and also our future scout office location. So that's also needed.
Yeah, and it looks like Pack 75 actually has over 32,000 in sales. So I've been corrected at 27. So
Oh
they have
my,
another 5,000. So that's pretty incredible.
a week, and then it just adds up, doesn't it? I had a question that came, what's the turnaround time to get a flyer approved for school distributions or recruitment, I believe?
So some of the schools, it's actually on site. Some of the schools may allow you to pass out flyers, or they will pass the flyers out at the school to the classrooms, because they don't allow us to go into the classrooms anymore. But the rule for the district is that we use their peach jar system, which is a digital format that they have. So most of the schools do not allow us to have pass out flyers at the school. Now, if you have a good relationship with the principal, again, you could ask for flyers to be sent out. Or perhaps if they allow you to, you can set up a table outside of the school, and as parents are coming up, you can pass out the flyers to the parents directly, so that they can see that we're there and we're part of the program, and having that available to them. So these are just ways that we've been able to still be able to pass out flyers, but not directly through the school systems. But right now, the official way to do it through the school district is to use a digital format.
Okay, great. There's another question from Mariella about the theme. If units are going to be assigned a theme for the holiday parade, I think. And my understanding is that you can make a suggestion for a theme for your own unit, bring it up with Bob Colley and the committee for that. We're encouraging, we're encouraging that. There also was a question about how long does it take for the AB 506 and YPT? Oh, how long does it last? We did answer that question about AB 506 being a one and done, and YPT lasting for 2 years. Both trainings take a couple of hours to go through online, so you have to dedicate that. You can go back, save what you've done already at certain points, and then come back to it later, and log in again and do that and continue. You can't get it done all in one shot. And then for the Cavalry does require A and B forms, medical forms, because it is a 3-day event. They will be collected at check-in. If you do them by pack or by unit, that's very helpful to the organizers. And then at that point you get a wristband that acknowledges that you've been checked in and you're good to go. Let's see here. Any other questions that we might have missed? Okay, keep an eye out on our websites, everyone, for all of these events and all of the updates for details, dates, times, locations, and all of the rest. Bob Colley put his contact information in the chat area for parade information. Alicia at the Scout Shop is our part-timer doing sewing for the patches. There's also the Scout Shop telephone number is in the chat, but it's 562-427-0911.
Eric, you probably mentioned several times already, but maybe again, the new interactive calendar that we have on the council website, they can find a date. They can click on Christmas parade or Cabaret or whatever, and the information pops up.
Yeah, it's so nice. Google Calendar on our website is interactive. It will jump you over to the web page where that information is on in detail. And you can also link it to your own calendar and download those dates and times onto your own calendars as well. Well, we are coming up close to 8 o'clock. We're holding it to an hour. I want to thank everybody for participating. We had a good turnout today. Glad to see everybody in virtual faces. And we shall see you at the events that are coming up this month. Okay? Hope to see you out there. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you.
Choice. Only more friends with the proteins.